Hello students, welcome back to the class. In this class, we are going to learn about the topic amines, under which I am going to discuss about these are the contents, classification of amines and the nomenclature of amines. So now let's know what are amines. Amines are the derivatives of ammonia in which one or more of the hydrogen atoms have been replaced by alkyl or aryl groups. So this is what is the definition for amines. Let me repeat. Amines are the derivatives of ammonia in which one or more of the hydrogen atoms have been replaced by an alkyl or aryl groups. So here you can see this is ammonia having 3 hydrogen atoms linked to 1 nitrogen atom, right? NH3. Now out of these 3 hydrogens, either one or all the 3 of hydrogens can be replaced. 1 hydrogen or 2 hydrogen can be replaced, or 3 hydrogen of the ammonia also can be replaced to form the amines. Okay, so now here I have an example. So this is R NH2 have written. So here it is NH3, right? So there are 3 hydrogens linked, whereas here it is RNH2, which means to say one of the hydrogen atom linked to the nitrogen in ammonia has been replaced by another group. Okay, so NH3 becomes NH2. So in place of this, there is one R group that's been replaced. Now what is this R group? R group can be any alkyl or aryl group, it can be. Okay, now here I have another example where 2 of the hydrogens have been replaced in the ammonia, forming R2NH. So this R and R dash, okay, they can be alkyl or aryl groups. Fine. So now only one hydrogen is left in the ammonia, isn't it? So ammonia has 3 hydrogen. So one hydrogen can be replaced, or both the hydrogen can be replaced by alkyl or aryl groups, or all the 3 hydrogens of this ammonia can be replaced, forming R3N. Right. So this R can be any alkyl or aryl group in which if these amines, if they have alkyl group present in place of R, then it is aliphatic amines, or if any of these R group is an aromatic ring or an aromatic group, then we call that amine as aryl amines. So now depending on whether alkyl group is linked to the nitrogen or aromatic ring or an aryl group is linked, we call it as aliphatic amines or aromatic amines or aryl amines. Okay, so now again I'll repeat. Amines are, so how do we define amines as? Amines are the derivatives of ammonia in which one or more of the hydrogen atoms have been replaced by alkyl or aryl groups. Either one hydrogen can be replaced, or both the hydrogen can be replaced, or all the 3 hydrogen can be replaced by alkyl or aryl group. Accordingly, the general formula is RNH2 if only one of the hydrogen from the ammonia has been replaced by alkyl or aryl group, or R2NH if it has 2 alkyl or aryl group, or R3N when the nitrogen contains all the 3 as alkyl or aryl groups. Fine. Now depending on which we have aliphatic amines or aryl amines. Okay. So now you know what are amines. Let's know about their classification. So now based on the number of alkyl or aryl group bonded directly to the nitrogen atom, amines are classified as primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine. So the classification of amine is based on what? It's based on the number of alkyl or aryl group directly bonded to the nitrogen atom. Okay, so these are the 3 classes: primary amine, secondary amine and tertiary amine. Okay, this is the classification. So what is primary amine? So primary amine is the one which has only one alkyl or aryl group present on the nitrogen atom. Okay, so the general formula for the primary amine is RNH2. So R represent it has only one alkyl or aryl group linked to the nitrogen atom. Okay, so here is an example you can see. So this R can be CH3. Fine. Then you call this as methylamine. So this is a primary amine which contains only one alkyl or a methyl group. It can be ethyl group or propyl group or butyl group. Any group it can be. Okay. So now because this is an aliphatic chain CH3, right, methyl group, then this is a aliphatic amine. Okay, so CH3NH2, one alkyl group or methyl group is present directly on the nitrogen atom. This is methylamine. Or now this is NH2. The R group can be an aromatic ring. Here you can see this is a benzene, right? Now this is C6H5NH2, or we call it as phenylamine, a phenyl group. This is, hence it is phenylamine, or the common name for this phenylamine is aniline. Okay. Next we have secondary amine, which has two alkyl or aryl groups bonded directly onto the nitrogen atom. You know, primary amine has one alkyl or aryl group bonded to the nitrogen atom. The secondary amine has two alkyl or aryl group bonded onto the nitrogen atom. So the general formula becomes R-NH. So it can be written as RNH R dash, or it can be R2NH also. Okay, an example I can give is CH3NH CH3. So one R is CH3, another this R dash is another CH3. Okay, it has two methyl group linked to the nitrogen atom. So this is how. So thus alkyl groups, those alkyl or aryl groups, they must be directly linked to the nitrogen atom. Okay. So that is the basis for the classification of amines. So this is called as dimethylamine because it has two methyl groups linked on the nitrogen. Or, okay, now you can question, do both the groups have to be same always? No, they need not be same. They can be mixed also. It is called as mixed amine. Here you can see another example. This nitrogen atom has one R group has methyl group and the other has ethyl group, right? Both are different alkyl groups. One is methyl and another one is ethyl. So this is called as ethyl methylamine, or it is also called as N-methyl ethane amine. Okay, so this is names which we'll discuss later, but now you can know this as ethyl methyl amine. Okay, this is a secondary amine. Why? Because it has two alkyl groups linked to the nitrogen atom. Okay. Then this is about the aliphatic amine. So methyl, ethyl or dimethylamine. Okay. Now coming to the aryl amine. So here this is, you have a nitrogen atom wherein those R groups are, one is C6H5 and the other R group is also C6H5. Here you can see to this nitrogen there are two phenyl groups linked, isn't it? So you call it as diphenylamine. And this is an example for a secondary aromatic amine or secondary aryl amine. Why secondary? Because it has two aryl groups bonded to the nitrogen. Okay. And okay, here again the same thing. They need not be always the phenyl group linked. It can be different also. Here is another example. So this is ethyl group and this is a phenyl group. So one is phenyl group, other one is ethyl group linked to the nitrogen atom. This is also a secondary amine. Okay, so one is C6H5 group, other one is C2H5 group linked to the nitrogen. So this is a mixed aryl amine. Okay, so when there are two different alkyl or aryl groups bonded to the nitrogen atom, we call it as mixed amine. When the groups are similar, we call it as simple amines. So that's it. Okay. Moving on to the tertiary amine. Tertiary amines have 3 alkyl or aryl groups bonded to the nitrogen atom. So primary amine has 1 alkyl or aryl group, whereas secondary amine has 2 alkyl or aryl groups, whereas tertiary amine has 3 alkyl or aryl group linked to the nitrogen atom directly. Okay, so this is an example where all the 3 hydrogen atoms of the ammonia have been replaced by alkyl or aryl group. You can see it has R, R dash and R double dash, right? So there are 3 alkyl or aryl groups, hence this amine is tertiary amine. So we can write it as R3N, or it can also be written as Rn R dash R double dash, where R represents what? R represents it is alkyl or aryl group linked to this nitrogen. Okay. So here we have an example where to the nitrogen there are 3 groups linked. Which are those groups? They are the methyl groups or alkyl groups, right? So we call it as trimethylamine. So this is an example for a tertiary amine. Why? Because the nitrogen is linked to 3 alkyl groups or 3 methyl group in this example. Okay, this is trimethylamine. Now coming to the aryl amine, so you have a nitrogen wherein there are 3 phenyl groups linked, right? So we can call it as triphenylamine, and this is an example for a tertiary aryl amine. Why? Tertiary because it has 3 groups, 3 aromatic or aryl groups linked to the nitrogen, and phenyl because triphenyl because it has 3 phenyl groups linked. Fine. So this is what is tertiary amine. So now to sum up the classification of amines, amines are classified as primary, secondary or tertiary amines depending on what? Depending on whether 1 or 2 or 3 of the hydrogen atoms of ammonia have been replaced by alkyl or aryl groups. And these 3 classes are represented as RNH2 or R2NH or R3N. Okay, and these amines are classified, or we call aliphatic amine when only aliphatic groups are attached to the nitrogen atom, or it can be aromatic amine when having 1 or more of the aryl groups are attached to the nitrogen atom. And these groups, as I told you, they need not be same. They can be same also, or they can be different also. Or just like dimethylamine where two methyl groups are present, or it can be ethyl methylamine where one is methyl group and other one is ethyl group. So the groups can be different also. So accordingly we call them as simple amines or mixed amines. So this is about the classification of amines. I hope now you know about the definition of amines or what are amines, then their classification, and also the example for different classes of amines. Okay, so now let me move on to the next concept, that is naming of amines or nomenclature of amines. So you know that there are 2 different types as common system of naming and also the IUPAC system of naming. So here in the common system, amines are named by the groups attached to the nitrogen and by adding the word amine to that. Say if you look at this example, so this is an amine. So which class of amine? This is primary amine. Why? Because it has only 1 alkyl group attached to the nitrogen atom, isn't it? So how do you name this in common system? We name by the group attached to the nitrogen. So which is the group? Methyl. And what you have to add to that word? You add the word amine. So the name is methylamine. It's clear? So the common system of naming of amine is the amines are named by the groups attached to the nitrogen and adding the word amine. So here there are some more examples. Here you can see. So here this is which type of amine, can you say? This is a secondary amine. Why it is secondary amine? Because to the nitrogen it has two groups attached, isn't it? One is a methyl group and the other one is a phenyl group. So how do we name it as? We name it by the groups attached to the nitrogen atom and add the word amine. So the name of this amine is methylphenylamine. That's it. It's a methyl group and a phenyl group. So you name it as methylethylamine. Okay. So there is one more example. Now there are three alkyl groups linked to the nitrogen here. So this belongs to which class? So this is a tertiary amine. So because there are three methyl groups, we call it as trimethyl and add the word amine. So the name of this amine is trimethylamine. Okay, so this is in common system of naming the amines. So now let us move on to the IUPAC system of naming amines. So you know that for naming you need to know the root word. So what is root word? It is the number of carbon atom present, right? So here, so how do you name the root word is the longest continuous carbon chain that is linked to the nitrogen atom is taken as a root word. You know that if the carbon length is C1, it becomes meth. Meth is the root word, right? Similarly for C2 it is eth, and for C3 prop, then for C4 it becomes but, then pent and hexa, isn't it? So that is how the longest continuous carbon chain now becomes the root word. So accordingly you name it as, because it is a saturated chain, methane, ethane, propane, butane. So that is how we name. Then what you have to do, the E in the alkane is to be changed to the word amine. So for example, it is methane. That is the word there, or methyl group or methane. So what you have to do is that E in the methane will be removed and amine is added. So it becomes methane amine. Okay, so methane amine. So E will not be there. Then numbering is done in such a way that the amine unit has to get the lowest possible number. So amine being the functional group now, that has to get the lowest possible number. So you have to number the chain accordingly, whether it is from the right side or left side, but you see that the amine unit is getting the lowest number. Then a prefix N is generally used. What does this N indicates? N indicates the substituent is present on the nitrogen, and of course there will be numerical prefix. So numerical prefix refers to those tri or di we use, right? If there are two similar groups, you use it as di, say dimethyl or diethyl or diphenyl. Similarly, tri. So those di are the tri word what you are using. They are the numerical prefix, and this prefix N has to be used before those numerical prefix. Okay. So these are some of the rules what we follow in IUPAC nomenclature of amines. So now when you know about the general rules of IUPAC nomenclature of amines, let's take one by one those different classes of amines and try to name them using those rules. Okay. So primary amines, you know that they have one alkyl or aryl group attached to the nitrogen atom. So this is an example wherein you can see this is the nitrogen atom of the amine, in which it has one alkyl group linked to it, isn't it? So the alkyl group which is directly linked to the nitrogen atom is to be considered. Okay, so this is a primary, and this is called butylamine. The common name for this amine is butylamine. You know that common system of naming how we do? We take the longest continuous chain as the root word as 1, 2, 3, 4. So now this becomes but, because it is saturated butane, and to that remove the E and add the word amine. So it becomes butylamine in common system of naming. What about in IUPAC name? The IUPAC name is 2-butane amine, or in other words it can also be called as butane 2 amine. Okay, let's see, let's apply those rules what we studied previous slide, and now name this compound. The longest continuous chain because it has 4 carbon atoms. The root word is butane, right? Now what you have to do according to the next rule, the E in the alkane has to be changed to amine. So it becomes what? It becomes butane amine. So from butane it becomes butane amine. So E is being removed. Then the chain has to be numbered from the left. In this example, we are numbering the chain from the left as 1. This is second carbon, this is third carbon, and this is the fourth carbon. Why from the left I am numbering, not from the right? This is because the amine group has to get the lowest possible number, isn't it? According to the rule, the chain is numbered in such a way that the amine group gets the lowest possible number. So from the left side we number the carbon atom. What if we number it from the right side? Right side if you number, the amine group gets the third number. The carbon 3 it is linked. Whereas from the left side you number, it gets the second carbon number, right? That is why we are numbering this carbon chain from the left side. So that now because it is butane amine, we have to add one the position of the amine group linked, to which carbon the amine group linked has to be specified. So it becomes 2-butane amine. Just to the second carbon it is linked, right? Hence it is 2-butane amine. Okay, so this is what is primary amine. So now let us know how to name the secondary aliphatic amine by using IUPAC system of naming. So you know secondary amine has 2 alkyl groups attached to the nitrogen. So this is nitrogen in which 2 groups are linked. One is CH3 and the other one is ethyl group. One is methyl group and the other one is ethyl group. Right, this is a secondary amine. So in case of common name, we have to name it as how? So just the group name and add the amine word, right? So it becomes ethyl methyl amine, right? Then IUPAC name for this compound is N-methyl ethane amine. So let's see how this name has been derived. See, the root name here is, because it has 2 carbon, the root word becomes ethane, okay? So this is the longest continuous chain we have to consider. Out of methyl and ethyl group, which is the longest continuous chain of carbon, it is ethyl group because it has 2 carbon. We have to take this as the root name or the root word. So a root word for this compound is ethane. Okay. So now remove the terminal E from that root word and add the word what? Amine. So ethane becomes what? Once you remove this E, it becomes ethane amine because you removed the E and added amine. So ethane becomes ethane amine. Then because this is the root name, what about this other alkyl group linked? Here this methyl group becomes the substituent. So the substituent in this example is a methyl group. So one alkyl group has become the parent or the root name, and the other alkyl group is becoming the substituent. So ethane amine is becoming what? Because methyl group is the substituent, we add it as methyl ethane amine. Okay, I hope you're understanding. So now the prefix N has to be used whenever there comes a substituent. Now the substituent methyl is present. So the methyl group is represented as it is linked to the nitrogen atom. Hence it is shown as N-methyl ethane amine. Is it clear? So this is how for a secondary aliphatic amine IUPAC name becomes N-methyl ethane amine. Okay. So moving on to the tertiary amines, the tertiary aliphatic amines IUPAC naming. You know that tertiary amines have 3 alkyl groups attached to the nitrogen atom, right? So here is a nitrogen atom to which there are 3 methyl group directly attached to the nitrogen. Hence this compound is a tertiary amine, right? So how do we name this in common name? So common is because they are all methyl group and there are 3 methyl group, we call it as trimethylamine. So let's see how we name this compound in IUPAC system of naming. Again, as you know, the root word has to be taken. The longest continuous chain attached to the nitrogen atom becomes the root word. Here, which is the longest continuous chain? All of them are CH3 only, having only one carbon atom. So let's just consider one of the methyl group as the root word. So now the root word becomes methane. Okay. Remove the terminal E and add amine. So methane becomes what? Methane becomes methanamine. Right. Then there are other methyl groups. There are two other methyl groups, isn't it? So these two methyl groups are treated as substituents. So these two methyl groups, so the prefix di has to be used before the substituent. So it becomes methanamine becomes what? Methanamine becomes dimethyl methanamine. So you had methanamine and one of the methyl group has become the root word and the other two we are taking as a substituents. Hence it is called as dimethyl. So dimethyl methanamine. So what else has to be added? Here the substituents have to be represented by the prefix N, isn't it? This is to show that the substitution is on the nitrogen atom. Hence, because there are two substituents present on the nitrogen atom, we have to add 2N. That is N, N dimethyl methanamine. So this is the IUPAC name of this trimethylamine or a tertiary amine. So a tertiary amine is named accordingly in IUPAC system of naming. I hope it is clear. So far we have discussed about the IUPAC system of naming the aliphatic amines, that is primary, secondary and tertiary amines. Now let us know how to name the aromatic amines in this IUPAC system of naming. So this is a phenyl group linked to the NH2 is linked to the phenyl group, right? The common name of this is phenylamine, or otherwise it is very commonly known as aniline. Okay, so the amino group attached to the benzene ring that forms the parent compound what? Aniline, and this aniline is the simplest aromatic amine. Aniline is the simplest aromatic amine, or in other words it is called as the amine of benzene. Aniline is nothing but it's an amine of benzene. It's a primary aromatic amine or a primary aryl amine because this nitrogen contains only one phenyl group attached to it directly, hence it is a primary aryl amine. If there are any additional groups present, they have to be named as what? You know that N substituted derivatives. They have to be named as N substituted derivatives of which compound? The parent compound aniline. Okay, this is how we name the aromatic amines in IUPAC system of nomenclature. Here there are some examples I am showing you. So you know that this is a common name for the compound is phenylamine because a phenylamine linked to this nitrogen NH2, and this is which class of amine? This is primary amine, primary aryl amine. And here comes NH2 linked to the phenyl group and it also has an alkyl group. Which class it may be? See here, though there is an alkyl group present on the benzene ring, so you cannot take it as a secondary amine, right? Why? Because the rule is for the classification, nitrogen has to be directly linked to any of the alkyl or aryl groups. Here, which is the group directly linked? It is only this phenyl group, not the methyl group. Hence, this is again a primary amine only. But how do you name that as? Actually, this is methyl phenylamine because one will be the substituent, right? So this methyl group is the substituents and aniline is the parent compound, isn't it? Or in IUPAC system, we name it as 1-amino. So this is how the benzene ring carbon atom will be numbered, right? As 1, then 2, then 3, right? This is how it goes. So NH2 is at the first carbon. So 1 amino, 2-methyl-benzene. This is the IUPAC name of this compound. Similarly, there are so many other compounds I have given. You can just go through them. So these are along with some common names and also the IUPAC names I have given. So you just go through them and try to name them. Okay. So now you know about the definition of amines, the classification of amines and different classes as primary, secondary and tertiary amines, and also what are alkyl amines and aryl amines also. And you know about the nomenclature of amines in both common system as well as the IUPAC system of naming. I hope you have understood today's concepts. Thank you.